Takže ideme na to, páni. Je 358. relaxačný tréningový deň. Je 13.11.2024, začíname 18.36. Pitchesové majú 17.36, každého podľa augusta. A dneska sú kliko životy 100, 90, 80, 70 a 60 kliksterov. Rozprudíme to, skontame zvukovú stopu a ideme na to. Dobre? Tvrdo a masívne. Ideme na to, páni. Je 358 relaxačný tréningový deň. Takže sme mali. Pustíme si týchto pitchesov, čo hovoria za komiky. A tu niečo.
So we have some huge content coming for Throne and Liberty. As you may have seen, 2-star co-op dungeons coming most likely this November, with a confirmed additional style of co-op dungeon coming soon with a repeatable dungeon experience. As a few of you pointed out, this will be called challenge dungeons and will allow us to obtain things called runes. However, as per their October update, it was announced.
In particular, I want to talk about two systems, substance transformation and the rune system. Neither of these systems will launch in our service with their current functionality. We're working closely with NCSoft to make updates, and both systems will be improved in a way that will satisfy both Korean and global users.
So there you go, confirmed updates coming to that system. And what's really interesting is the Korean server just got that big update to their rune system with those quality of life changes as per these update notes. We can confirm here that
while not all changes are finalized, here are some things I can say for now. For the rune system, it will have at a minimum the following adjustments. Rune slot unlocking will no longer require RNG to obtain your desired slot type. Second, we're introducing a separate rune bag with improved searching capabilities to reduce the burden on your traditional inventory and storage.
And both of those changes are listed here, as they decided to change the socket opening via rune hammers. You will now simply be able to just use Solent at 100% probability. So as he mentioned, there will be no RNG anymore, and much easier not needing to get any of those silly hammers. Additionally, there will be a dedicated bag for your runes, which has 100 spaces. And for those of you on the Korean server, they apologize for delivering it later than expected. So this means they've ultimately gone and reworked their rune system to how they wanted to as per this update. Which means we will very likely get the system for us on global servers pretty soon. Potentially this November with the 2-star co-op dungeons, or perhaps later in December. But what does this rune system entail? What benefits will it actually give us? Let's jump into the details on what to expect. So what are runes? Well, they will basically be little stat boosts that you can obtain for your gear items. For example, we select a weapon here. You will then have 3 rune slots, and there are 3 different types. Each will give a minor stat boost of your choice depending on what you slot in. The Korean server is getting an update that gives them hero grade runes, basically purple runes. We will very likely start with only up to blue. Again, most likely very soon, as they promised a repeatable dungeon experience, which is challenge dungeons, which drops those runes. So what are challenge dungeons? Well, it will simply be a new tab of the dimensional dungeons we currently have. So with these co-op dungeons, again, you'll have a new tab here and you'll be able to queue up to a specific dungeon that week, which will allow you to farm runes. It's not the only way, but it's definitely the most suggested way that you go about this. You can do like dynamic events about getting battle pass rewards and crafting some rune chests, but the main way is going to be these dungeons, which means, yes, that would be their promised repeatable dungeon experience. Now, upgrading runes essentially requires you to obtain a duplicate of that rune, and every duplicate adds one level to that rune. So you can see why separate storage is a pretty massive improvement, as you'll want to be hoarding onto tons of them to eventually upgrade the ones you need. We can see a blue rune has 60 levels. So yes, obtaining the duplicate of that rune 60 times to get it upgraded. We will need to do a ton of dungeon farming. These dungeons are rotated, and currently I'm assuming we're going to have, say, 1-star dimension dungeons and then 2-star dimension dungeons. Currently in Korea, they're going up to 3-star dimension dungeons. If you are familiar with the system, they are changing it so rather than you have to kill everything, you can strategically plan what monsters to kill in what order, because they will have a new gauge. So once you reach 100% on that gauge, the door to the final boss opens. Now they've also gone and changed the stages. So each time you do this challenge dungeon, you can go to a higher level difficulty, and each time it will increase the mechanics up to step 5. As you can see, you get like new boss patterns, new dimensional effects, and they've increased the maximum number of stages all the way to 99 instead of just 30. This is basically done to improve the forming of a party. Previously you had 15 stages, and now you'll just have basically 1 to 5, and from there it's 6 to 99. Each stage after the 5th will simply increase attack power and health, and I assume rewards. They're also getting new chaos runes, which can be randomly awarded. They can be equipped in any socket type. They do not grow, but they have higher level stats than the regular runes. But they have a penalty stat, a reduction stat. So we will be playing these dungeons over and over with increased difficulty to ultimately take away these new runes. The benefits of which, again, are to add to our gear. We can see it will be for weapons, and it will be for accessories. You will then need to unlock the rune slot on that gear piece simply by spending some solent, and once you have it unlocked, you can pick a rune to slot within them. And the combination is going to matter as well. So instead of taking, say, all attack runes, you would be advised to take one of each. And the order matters. So if I remove these, and let's take a defense rune here, and also an assist rune or utility rune, we can now select a synergy effect. This allows you to get different bonuses depending on the combination. That combination has to be very specific to the slot. As you can see here on the right side, if I want the bonus dexterity and critical damage reduction, I need this exact set. If I want the wisdom, then I would need to have it like this, so on and so forth. So having a specific rune in a specific slot will give you a different synergy effect. So you're going to have to be very careful with what you get and work on your build. Now, blue runes will give you these different bonuses, green runes will give you these different ones, and then the gray common ones would give you these different effects. But again, maybe in some cases, you could take, say, all attack runes. I personally will have to look what's generally going to be better, but these set effects can be quite powerful, like 600 extra HP and 2 wisdom potentially could be more useful than, say, having another offensive rune, which then ruins your chance of having any synergy at all. Again, each rune has to be leveled up. They're going to start at level 1 and then upgrade to level 60. As far as I'm aware, you don't upgrade runes between different ranks. Like, if you go with a gray rune, you can get that to max level 20, but that's it. There's no upgrading to a green rune from there. You simply just get a different rune, slot that in, and if it's a green one, then you can get that one to max level 40. And after that, if you do higher level difficulty content again and get lucky to get a blue rune, you could get that to level 60 and slot it in there. And you can see the different amount of stats that these runes give you. A defensive blue rune can give you 48 of pretty much all these defensive stats, or 360 health or mana. A blue attack rune would give you 30 to all of these offensive stats, except 24 to like hit chance, crit chance, and heavy. and then your assist rune would give you like 3% or plus 42 to these different effects. And since there will be 7 gear pieces that can have these runes, that's a lot of extra stats we'll be gaining. And since it's more favored in defense, we will be finding a lot more defensive stats available to us versus an attack rune gives half as much to your offensive stat. So this is going to take quite some time to max out. And with the main source being these challenge dungeons, that will give us the promised repeatable dungeon experience where you can even go and increase the difficulty going to the next tier to most likely take away higher quality runes, more runes, things like that. The specifics still have to be confirmed. So overall, I hope this was somewhat insightful, and this is, pretty exciting on what to expect coming in the near future. They did say soon, and their roadmap did say they planned for the new dungeons in November, but they did also say December would be their first major update, so perhaps they want to bring it with that. But I'm more inclined to think December would give us potentially the expansion to the map, new areas here. But we shall see. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another test of one of the new 4-star legendary effects. And in this video, I want to test out Polished, which is one of the new ones coming in the December update. Now, Polished is basically meant to increase the damage of your weapon depending on its basically repair level. So if you look at my weapon right now, it's just a little bit off being fully repaired, as you can see right there, and it's doing 140 damage. Now the 4-star legendary effect, which isn't on my weapon yet because I want to see the damage beforehand compared to afterwards, is meant to push it up to a maximum of 60%. Now the 60% bonus, I'm not sure whether or not that will be up to the maximum repair level or when you get the bonus repair level when it's like 150%. So what I'm going to do is I will put the mod on and then we'll see what it does with a full repair kit on that takes it up to the full repair level. And then we'll do an improved repair kit, which will then push it up a little bit more and see what the damage outcome actually is. So if we go down to the weapons workbench, let's have a look and put Polished on my lovely Handmade. This is just a skin on the Handmade. If you're maybe new and don't know what it is, it's the Screaming Eagle skin. But with all that waffling, let's have a look. So the 4-star legendary effect currently is Fractured, which if you haven't seen yet, I've just done a video reviewing this 4-star legendary effect, so definitely go check that out if you haven't already. It's one where it just explodes nearby enemies when you cripple their limbs, so it's a lot of fun. But yeah, see the outcome of what I think of it in the video. Now if we switch over to Polished now, as you can see there, the greater, oh, hang on, plus 100%. So is plus 100% the bonus level, or is it the bonus, like is it 100% bonus on top of the standard repair level? I don't know, let's find out. So yeah, that's the thing there, the greater the equipped item condition, the greater the weapon damage. So let's switch over to there. As you can see, damage on the left hand side, 140 damage. We put on Polish now, it's staying at 140 damage. So interesting stuff. So let's have a look, inspect the lovely weapon. As you can see, 140 damage. Let's use a repair kit, just a basic repair kit first of all. The damage is at 140 damage. Right, well that's just great. So the damage hasn't actually gone up. which is just fantastic. So let's inspect it and try and repair it. Well, no. Okay, let's just shoot something. Alright, just to mix things up rather than just going to the usual West Tech or something like that, I've decided to come to Summersville, a place that used to be home to the lovely Super Mutants, and now it isn't. Now it is Blood Eagles, as I checked. I hope. Unless it's colours. I think it's Blood Eagles, huh? Yeah, it's Blood Eagles. There you go. So, let's kill some of these, do some damage. Smash boss. There's a guy down there holding a baton. I don't know. We'll just shoot him. I mean, the damage seems decent, but of course my damage is decent anyway, so I don't really notice any massive difference yet. Okay, now if we look again, 106 deaths adrenaline. Yeah, okay. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Right. I don't feel like there's anyone else trying to kill me. There's one more there. Let's try and repair it now. Will it let me? Improve repair kit. Bosh. Why is it not doing anything? It's at 167 now, but if we got the level up, ignore my build's a bit broken at the minute with the new changes coming in. Adrenaline. Take that off. It's limited to 140. What is this? The 140% that you can see right there that I'm pointing out with the gun.
Co to máme? Dobre, to znamená. Môžeme zrekapitulovať. 358. relaxačný tréningový deň za nami. Bolo 13.11.2024, skončili sme 18.54. Vyčíslujeme 17.54 každého podľa augusta. Segment trval 17 minút a 40 sekúnd.